What's up, everyone? Arcade1up officially announced that their Infinity Table is coming, and we need to talk about it, just like everybody else has been talking about it. Got to give you my 2 cents, so let's talk about it after this. Alright, what's going on, guys? David here again, Reviews by David. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If I could say the word right, that'd be even better. But yeah, hop down there because we like to talk about gaming here, cool tech and stuff for the home, TVs, whatever. But let's get into it today, and let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly from the Infinity Table. So first, let's just start out with all this kind of specs and cool things of the Infinity Table. This product was actually leaked earlier this year, and it wasn't supposed to be. I'm going to assume, I haven't done the research on it to figure out. I don't even know if it's out there. That it probably would have been announced at E3 since it's been announced around this time. I believe it got announced closer to CES, more around that time period, that we did get kind of a sneak peek of it coming. So basically, this is going to be a game table that Arcade1up's putting out, and some I'm actually really excited about because they're going to have board games on it, puzzles, comic books, coloring books. I have a 5-year-old little girl. She's been interested in these Arcade1up products, but just stuff like that has coloring books in it, puzzles and games, make it a whole lot easier for me, my wife, and her to sit down on a Friday or Saturday night when we're having family time, watching some football, watching a game. Can plop that down with the legs on it, of course, first, so we've got the legs that are on it, so we can sit down by the couches and they can put a puzzle together. I'm not big on puzzles. We can play board games, or I think they're going to have some other games on there too. We could play those together. Her and her mom could build a puzzle. Maybe I'll do one with her too. Sit there and watch football, watch a movie, TV, hang out with some snacks or whatever. So that sounds really cool from a parenting perspective too. Now, of course, they're going to come in a 24-inch and a 32-inch screen, and just for me, it's going to be the 32. Bigger is better in my book. That's the one I'm going to get. Y'all let me know which one you're looking into if you're going to get this product, 24 or 32. Already, they've got Hasbro on board, and it's going to come preloaded with games. They've talked about Monopoly and Scrabble and, let's see here, Candyland, Chutes and Ladders, stuff like that. So that's kind of exciting too, to have some of those the younger age bracket games, so that it does make it more family friendly. My little girl probably start wanting to play games, and Chutes and Ladders and that kind of stuff is probably about her level. I don't think she's quite ready for Monopoly yet. But it'll be a new thing, and this is going to be a lot more expensive way to throw something across the room when you lose at Monopoly. Because we all know we've got to that point where somebody's buying all the hotels on Boardwalk and Park Place, and we're just throw the screen, we're tired of playing the game, screw it all, we suck, let's move on. Wouldn't do that with this table. Not at the price point they're talking. So, of course, it's going to come preloaded with some of these games and puzzles and apps, or not apps. There's going to be an app for it, and this is where my bad part kind of comes in. So, of course, it'll be Wi-Fi enabled, which is awesome. So let's talk about that real quick. So, Wi-Fi enabled. So somebody else has this that maybe you know or friends with, or not even. I mean, we do this on the internet all the time. You could play these games and stuff with other people who have it across the thing, kind of like the NBA Jam. It's going to have Wi-Fi. You can play with other people all over the world. From what I've seen, a lot of people said that NBA Jam's had a real hard time with some of the gameplay with Wi-Fi. So hopefully they're getting that fixed before they bring this out and have some of the same issues that the NBA Jam's having. I don't play NBA Jam online a lot. I just kind of do a quick game and move on with life. I'm super busy right now, so it's hard to get a lot of games in on my arcades. So hopefully they have it figured out. Maybe it'll be easier because it's board games and stuff. Who knows? We'll find out. But with that is they're going to have, Wi-Fi enabled. I'm going to lose y'all right here. What is it? The app. The bad. Okay, so you're going to buy this machine, this arcade table, for whatever price point it's going to be. And then they're going to have an app that you can download more games, more puzzles, coloring books, all that good stuff. And I'm sure all that's going to come at a cost. Now, my question with this is, what is the cost? The price point for most Arcade1up products is between that $300 and $500 mark. And I would highly expect that considering this is basically a screen with a small computer in it, it's not going to be even as expensive as some of the first Arcade1ups, 300 price point. I think the 24-inch screen should come in more around the 200 to 250, larger screen 300 to 350 maybe. Now, of course, knowing Arcade1up where they are now, it's probably going to be $400 or $500, but that's where I think a good price point would be, is down more in that $200 to $300 range. And then if you're going to have apps, and maybe like most places, you're going to have a subscription-based model that kind of like Game Pass for Xbox, you pay $15 a month, $10 a month, and you get access to how many ever games they have. I think they've got over 50 right now on board. I'm sure they'll get more. So you could do a subscription base that way, or the other way that I would look at it is it should be like $1.99 to buy a game or something. You know, no more than like $2 or $3.99. No sense in getting into board games. I mean, it shouldn't be $19.99 for a game or $15.99 for a board game that you're just downloading. If it's around the $1.99 price points, like buying a song, not a super big deal. But who knows? It could be $5.99 a game and up. It could depend on the game, the coloring books. Maybe you buy a pack of them. Maybe you buy the whole Hasbro lineup for X amount of dollars, or whoever else is out there that makes board games. You buy their whole lineup for $40 or $20, or how many games it is, kind of judges, you know, will justify the price for that. So to me, that's kind of the bad with this, is you're not just going to get preloaded with a bunch of games. I mean, you're going to get preloaded with some games, don't know how many, but also which ones are there. Are they going to preload you with crap games and like one-star game? Are they going to give you like Monopoly and then a bunch of just, you know, for most of us, Candyland and all of those for kids, which is great if you have kids. If you're a little older and you're into more of the Scrabbles and stuff and the bigger, you know, Battleship and those type games, you know, we want those preloaded on there. Now, speaking of games like Battleship, it's a flat screen, so how are you really going to play Battleship on it? Is it going to come with a divider to go in the middle and then you can play Battleship, or can you only play it with two different screens? So some games like that, and then there's card games possibly going to be on here. How do you play poker, Texas Hold'em, Go Fish, any of those card games? It's going to be interesting to see. Solitaire and stuff seem pretty straightforward, seem pretty easy. It's going to be interesting to see how you can play the other games that you kind of have to hide your cards, or Battleship where you got to hide your stuff so that the other players can't see what you have and you can't see what they have. Now it's supposed to have tactile feedback, which is basically like a rumble for it. That'll be interesting to see. I guess you're playing maybe a more modern game, maybe a racing game on it somehow, or a shooter game. It's supposed to be able to rumble. So let's also backtrack here. The legs are detachable. Should have brought that up earlier, so you can set it on your coffee table, set it on a dining room table, and it can set flat, and you can play there. In one of the pictures, I'll go ahead and throw up here, if I find it, people are playing with wine, and they've got their wine glass sitting on top of the game thing, which I don't know if they're trying to show, hey, if you spill that wine on here, it's no big deal. It's going to wipe right off, which is great. But no one's setting their glass of wine or your beer or whatever on the screen. It'd be like setting them on a TV. You're not going to do that. You're going to set it beside. But maybe it's a marketing thing for it, because in my mind, right off, wine glass on the game, they're showing that basically if it falls, it's not going to be a big deal. You'll be able to wipe it off. The screen will be protected. And with kids who are probably going to set milk and stuff on it, if it's sitting on the floor as a coffee table, then I can see the point. But if it's on your dining room table, you're not setting anything on it. Now I said I was going to get to the ugly. And the ugly part of this is they have a Kickstarter for this product. What? You coming out and you talk about selling over 1 million arcade cabs. You've came out with all these without a Kickstarter, as far as I know. I'm sure there's investments and stuff somewhere. We all know those happen. But a Kickstarter for this? Well, this product shouldn't be, unless I'm missing something, shouldn't be that expensive. Let me know below if I'm missing something and this product's going to be $1,000 and they completely need the Kickstarter. Maybe just get the license in, I guess, but they've already got some locked up. So it's on Wi-Fi. Go sell 5,000 units. People are going to buy it. It's on Wi-Fi, so let them know, hey, more stuff's coming. We just, we got to send the stuff out, kind of like you did with the first arcade cabinets. You got them out there. You've made them better. They're a whole lot better now. No, your customer service is terrible. People who pre-order haven't gotten that right yet. It looked like you were with Burger Time. It looked like it was coming around, but it didn't. So You can blame COVID, you can blame being a new company, but those aren't valid excuses. Those are excuses. You've got to be better. Your customer service is not improved at all. So now I'm going to send you money on the hopes that this table comes out and I'm going to get one someday. The pre-orders aren't even working. The ones that are going to get it are the other YouTubers that are bigger. They're the ones that are going to get it first and get it on time. And then I'm sure some others will get it on time, but you can't get your pre-orders right. Customer service has been terrible. And now you need a Kickstarter. You're bragging about how many units you're selling. The price point's gone up on all these products. Yes, they've gotten better, but still the price has gone up on people. Pinball didn't need a Kickstarter. The Marvel and Capcoms don't need a Kickstarter. Why does this one need a Kickstarter? It doesn't make sense to me, and it seems like some